Hi Booktube and happy Tuesday. It is a bright and sunny day, at least for the moment. It hasn't been this morning or yesterday or the day before that, but while I have some good lighting, I wanted to sit down and film a video because I know normally my lighting during the winter is not the best with the overhead lighting and there's like a yellow tint to everything. But yeah, I have some good lighting right now. So I am going to be doing the shelf respect tag that I saw on Hannah's channel, Hannah's Books. And the tag was created by Richard at Richard History Lit. And these looked interesting. I love these kind of questions all about how's the books that you purchase. So the first question is, how do you organize your books on the shelves? And so I organize them by genre, and then within that genre, depending on what the genre is, I try and do it alphabetically. So these shelves are all nonfiction, and they are organized by author. I had originally had them, well, I still do, like this shelf, you can't see it, but this one up here is history, and then everything else is general nonfiction. And before that, before I reorganized these, I had them even more narrowly organized by author within that narrow category, but it was too much work to do that, and there are so many, because it was such more of a niche genre or a niche category. Some of the books, it was hard to figure out, which category it went in. So I just said, to heck with it. I am just going to organize them by author. And so that's what I have my nonfiction. And then on my last shelf here, which you can't see at the moment, it's middle grade and YA, romance, mystery, fantasy, and those are all grouped together by author mostly. Okay, number 2, have you ever merged your collection with your significant other? Yes, but I will say, much to the discouragement of the significant other, because they for sure want their own books. In fact, there's actually another bookshelf. I have 3 bookshelves in this room. I have another one in the living room, and that one is all of their books, like comic books and manga and stuff that they're interested in that I have no interest in at all. So to an extent, things are merged together, because I do read some fantasy, so I have fantasy in this room, and they're all mixed together. But yeah, it's not exactly what they would want to do. But yeah, I figure things that we both read, then it can go in here. Okay, so number 3, do you write your name or the price paid in your books? I don't write my name. I never have. And as far as price paid for a book, the only time that a price is left, or is in a book, is because it was it's written in pencil. Like some bookstores, used bookstores, have their price written in pencil in a book, and sometimes I find them, find the pencil writing in a price of a book at a different bookstore where they don't do that, where you can see the previous price whoever owned it before had paid. But I thought that question was interesting, because I've never thought to put the price I paid in a book, and I'm very curious if any of you do that. I know for a while, years ago, I was tracking, on a spreadsheet. I know some people do that, spreadsheets of the books you read, the books you acquire, and along with the acquirement, you can write, where you got the book, and, the edition and the price, and then you can see, your totals for each month and the year and whatnot like that. So that I understand, but I don't fully understand writing the price in the book. I do, when I get a used book, sometimes I see people who wrote the date of when they read the book. In fact, I have one of my Gladys Tabor books. Again, you can't see it in this screenshot, but where a person had read the book 4 or 5 times. So that was very interesting to see. Okay. But yeah, just in general, I don't write anything in any of my books. Notes or, in the jacket copy or anything like that, I don't do. I do see the benefits of doing, note taking. It stops the flow of my reading, so I don't do it hardly ever. Let's see. Number 4, do you keep all of the books you've read or only the most cherished? And so I rarely keep any of the books I read, just because I have a limited space and I can easily acquire a lot of books, so these shelves can easily fill up very quickly if I let it. So I have to be pretty rigorous on the books that I keep. So I only keep the books I not only cherish but want to reread. And I feel like the cherish and the want to reread kind of go hand in hand. I know a lot of people, or some people, don't reread, but as far as me, if I cherish a book, I will want to read it again on a future date. Let's see. Number 5, does the style and quality of your bookshelves and or bookcases matter? As far as the books in themselves, I do like them to be not, horribly ratty and worn, but I have a lot of leeway on the quality of books. In fact, there's one book up here where it's just the cloth hardcover because the dust jacket is literally crumbling into little pieces. And so I set it aside to like eventually get one of those like plastic covers, or get it, pull it from another book that where the dust jacket is intact, but I still have that plastic library covering, and take that off and put it on the book once I can find one that fits it. So depending on the book and what it is, that will let me determine the quality. Like for rarer books where, these, like for that one, for example, I think it was written in like the 40s or 50s. So for something like that, I have a lot of leeway with it because these books are hard to find, and that's like practically 75 years ago. So it's bound to not be in good condition. Whereas newer books, books that are recently published, things like that, I mean, that I can pass up a book where it's in bad condition because I know I can easily find another copy. The most time when I get like a rattier edition, or a copy of a book, is because it was found at a little free library. I have a couple of like books from like teachers where they are like unhauling their books at the end of the year, and you'll often see them piling up in little free libraries where you have like the teacher's name written in it on the cover, and then on the inside it has like the little library card where you just for the teacher's classroom. So for those, I don't mind, because like the little free library books, those are the ones where I don't care at all the condition, as long as there's no water damage, or to like at least that it can withstand a reading and not gonna fall apart on me, because those are free and they're just gonna come in the door and walk out right out the door as soon as I read it. Okay. Oh, and as far as bookcases, the quality and style, these are like the cheap IKEA bookcases, and they're just good enough for now, but it's not my ideal. I would love like real wood finished bookcases, because these are these shelves can come in and out, and like has like the fake backing to it. Just like the fold out, like they're just nailed on. I don't know what it's called. It's like flimsy like board, but yeah. So these are just good enough for now, kind of thing. But I would eventually like some like real wood bookcases. I just haven't gone out and found them. Like if I could find like a set at like a thrift store or something like that would be nice. I don't know what my luck is with that, because I feel like if I go that route, I could find one, maybe two, but not a whole set that matches. So I don't want to pay too much for them, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for now, this is good enough, but not my ideal. Number 6, do you have any gripes or complaints about bookcase construction? Okay, I should have read these questions at a time, because for the one thing I'll say for construction, I have seen in bookstores where some of the bookshelves are bowed, and those always worry me. And so for something for sure, I never ever buy any bookcase that has like where it's dipping, because that's just like a recipe for disaster. But yeah, these are just okay. Like I was saying, it has like the fake backing, and it has like they're adjustable shelves, which is nice. But yeah, I don't really care for this like the fake wood, but they look nice enough, and they're easy to clean, and lightweight to move around. So there's some pros and cons there. Let's see, number 7, do you ever stack books horizontally? I do. Sometimes if I run out of room and like I'm in a category here, like for the history, then I will stack them up to the top. But I try not to do that, because that's just a sign for me that I'm running out of room and I need to unhaul some books. But the ones that I do regularly stack horizontally are mass market paperback. So for example, I have like a ready-made stack here. All my Sweet Valley High books, these are all stacked like this because they fit better on the shelf, I think, because they're all the same size, and I can fit more, you know, all the way to the top of the bookcase. Whereas if I go like this way, it's just taking up, I feel like, unnecessary space when they're all exactly the same size and, you know, from the same series and things like that. And so mass markets, those are the ones where I will stack horizontally. And I feel like it makes it look nice on the shelf because it has like a break, you know, in this pattern, which I like. Especially, you know, like I said, if it's all in one series. Let's see, number 8. What are your 5 favorite jackets or covers? So I went through my shelves and I picked out some of my favorites, and there's a theme here. So this is one of my favorites. This is Letters from Eden, A Year at Home in the Woods by Julie Zickfus, and she illustrates her books, and including the dust jacket. And so I'll just show you some inside artwork as well. It's just like absolutely gorgeous, and all of her books are like this. She even has like some line drawings of the different animals, and you know, different poses. But yeah, I just love this book. It's just so pretty, and I highly recommend reading any of her books. And she, you know, she writes a lot of nature books focusing on specific animals. There's one on like a blue jay, and there's this one. She has a large property, and so she's like focusing on different animals that she sees, you know, out and about. Then we have Bayou Backwaters by Alan W. Eckhart, and it's illustrated by Joseph Cellini. And this is like a wraparound hardcover. It's like painted, you know, it's like put on here. You know, it's like a naked hardback. It did come with the exact same dust jacket, but the dust jacket was falling apart. I found this at a library sale, and so when I saw that, oh, the inside you know, itself is painted on here, like, I don't need to keep, you know, worry about this dust jacket that's falling apart. I could just, like, you know, have it like this. And it also has illustrations inside as well of different animals in Louisiana. Let's see. And they're also equally pretty. Then we have View from a Sketchbook, Nature Through the Eyes of Marjolaine Baston with Tova Martin. And I think, is it Tova that illustrated the, let's see here. Marjolaine Baston is the one who illustrates these. And these are just, this is my favorite of all of these books because the artwork is just absolutely stunning. And let's see, Marjolaine is one of the Hallmark's top 3 artists. You know, she does the Hallmark, you know, greeting cards and things like that, and I can see why, because it's just, like, and these are all like pencil drawings, and it's just amazing to look at. I could just like study these, I feel like, for hours. Yes, this for sure is my favorite. Let's see, then we have None Died in Vain by Robert Leckie, and I just like this like old-fashioned cover with all these illustrations on here. And then the last one is the first book I've ever owned by, who's the Fall River Press, but I really like their work because it's, you know, a naked dust jacket. And then inside the book, there is so many pretty paintings and drawings and pictures and whatnot. So I really like this style. So yeah, as you can see, most of the books that are like my favorite covers also have really pretty illustrations inside as well. And then the next question was, what are your 5 most disliked jackets or covers and why? So there's one that I hate probably the most that I don't own, which is funny because I feel like I've gotten rid of all of them, or I just never pick them up if they have this, but it's the trade paperback books where the cover of the book doesn't go all the way over to the end here. It cuts off like, I don't know, like 1/4 of an inch, and then it has like this like magazine kind of paper underneath, so you can like, you open up your cover of the book, and then it has like a magazine cover, and then you open that up to get to the actual pages of the book. So I hope I'm making sense of what I'm describing here, but those I hate the most because the cover, you know, that little magazine cover that's, you know, sticking out a little bit from the actual cover, you know, that it gets all warped, and then like, I feel like the cover of the book can, like, you know, easily get warped as well, where it's like curving over, and it's just, I feel like it's not secure, it's not doing the job that the cover should be doing. And so I hate those, and I never ever pick them up. And I couldn't find a single one that I owned. I used to own a couple, and I will say I will pick them up if I see them at the free libraries where they're in good condition. But I'm just like, when I see them, like, why do they do that? Why do they make the covers not actually fully cover the book? Okay, and then from first other ones that I don't care for, these Puffin Newbery Library editions, were these like old-fashioned like paintings. For some reason, I don't like these, and they hold no interest. I feel like as a kid and now, they hold no interest in me. It doesn't like make me want to pick these books up ever, but I do pick them up because I am slowly making my way through the Newbery Honor and runner-up books for the children's prize for the middle grade books. And so when I do see these, I always pick up any Newbery that I haven't read, and so this is one of them. Yeah, and this is probably why it's been sitting on my shelves for quite a while, because it's just not enticing. And then this kind of art style here, whatever this is called, I've never cared for it in like the art classes, or or when you view it in different places, different paintings. This style, whatever this is, I don't like. And then other covers that are easy go-tos where who cares for these? I don't know, but like the ones where it's just blank with just the title and the author. So this is Kennedy by Theodore C. Sorensen. I've heard good things about this book, so despite the cover, I know it's going to be good writing style, and it's going to be appealing, but the cover is not. And then here's another example, New and Selected Poems by Mary Oliver, where it's just the title and the author, and it's just bland and just colors. This is green and red and yellow, and this blue, white, and red. Yeah, it's just there's some colors, there's some different colors there, but yeah, I don't know. Like you think they would have some kind of commission, some kind of artwork to make people want to purchase these books. But anyway, let's see. Then number 10, is there such a thing as too many books? In my case, yes, because like I said, I only have 3 bookcases, and I do take advantage of the space. So like even like the very tippy top, before it gets to the ceiling, I do use all of that space. But yeah, there's too many books if they're overflowing onto the floor where there's piles. And, I can't even, I couldn't even walk over here to see the books on the bottom shelves if there's like books stacked in front of it. And I feel like the same thing applies to used bookstores. If I go to a bookstore where, I feel like it just depends on the owner, because some owners, just like you can tell, they've bought too many books and they have no room for them. So where you can't even really dig into that pile that's in front, because you can't, move things around to see. Sometimes there's multiple stacks in front of the bookcases. So you can't really dig around there, because if you try to pull one out, like what about all the ones on top, and you can't see behind. So like that organization, I do not care for at all, because it's just, you're not giving the books the attention they deserve, I guess, is what I'll say with that. Because yeah, you can't access them, and you don't know what you have fully. So yes, there are. I feel like in my case, there is such a thing as too many books. And part of the thing is I've moved around quite a bit. And moving books is not fun. And so most of the time, I get rid of almost every single book, unless it's something that is hard to find, out of print, things like that, or very expensive, which I own like hardly any very expensive books. But something like that I'll keep, but all the rest, they just, yeah, I feel like you can easily acquire books without having to spend too much money, and you can, and there's so many books at the library, that as well. So number 11 is tag someone. So I'm not sure who's done this tag, but yeah, if you have an interest, if you organize your bookshelves in any sort of way, then I'll tag you. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, BookTube.